All right, here we go. Are you ready? This is the last episode of 2025. We are about to step into 2026. And I have a question to ask you. Are you finished with the year, or has the year finished you? Think about that for a minute. A lot of people, as leaders, we think, okay, I'm finally going to do it. I'm finally going to step into a new year. This year is going to be different. But is it really, right? Because a lot of times the truth is that people struggle and they don't really start the new year in the right way because they're dragging the old year with them. Old habits, old doubts, old decisions, and the old version of themselves, but not you, not this time. Today, I'm going to show you how you can actually have a deciding moment that starts right now and will completely change the next year. We are known for helping people grow to seven figures, from six figures to seven figures in 1 year or less, without any of the stress, the struggle, and the overwhelm. But a lot of people don't believe it. That's the question. Do you? Do you believe that you could actually have and build a seven-figure year? That's the question. If you do, type hashtag believe down below. I want to know who my believers are. You don't have to join anything to be a believer, but you do have to actually decide. And this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to show you the exact 4 pillars that you need to build a seven-figure year. I'm going to show you in under 30 minutes, and this is going to blow you away. And not only am I going to show you the 4 pillars, but I'm going to give you the secret sauce that guarantees it will happen. All you have to do is stay tuned for a few minutes. Type 2026 down below in the comments if you are ready and you want to see a complete change in your year next year. And it's going to be a complete change whether you want it or not. We see what AI is doing. It's speeding up the game. It's changing the game. It's eliminating the old game. In 2025, 1.1 million people lost their jobs, gone, wiped out. Many have, all right, I see 2026. I love it. Thank you. A lot of people, hello there. Hi, Russell. A lot of people are saying, yes, I want to see a change. But the other problem is you don't actually know how to do it. Seven figures sounds amazing, but do you actually know how to do it? We are going to show you exactly how to do it. Now, we have actually been spending the last couple of weeks since Thanksgiving building out the exact seven-figure strategy that works with an AI powered business, because that's what your business has to be. And that's what we focus on right now and what we're focusing on going forward. So when we started doing this 7 years ago, we started always talking about the seven-figure year and doing it, but it was hard because it wasn't so automated. You didn't have so many helpers on your side achieving that. And so I want to know how many of you would love to have it if you didn't have to work so hard. If you were trying to get to six figures and you're just like, that was a slug, right? That was hard. I can't imagine doing 10 times more. You don't have to do 10 times more anymore. This is the year that's going to change everything for you. Okay. So I want to dive into the topics right now, and hopefully you're going to take some notes, and this is what we're talking about. Finish this year strong. We've got 1 day left. And I'm literally on vacation, but I wanted to be here live. We come here live every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, and wanted to give you guys some motivation to get started the right way. So let's dive into what we're talking about today. And this is going to be a lot of fun because this is kind of the concept that I want you to understand. This is really an emotional reset. You're not going to be able to start this new year with last year's energy, carrying forth, pulling this 800-pound cart of your old failures, losses, lack, loss, less, anything. Okay. What you want to do is build a platform, a launch pad that allows you to scale and soar and grow. And that's exactly what we're going to do here today. So, are you ready? I'm so ready for this. Okay. So what we want to talk about right now is that core problem, because again, in order to get something new, to grab onto the new year, you have to let go of the old. You have to just drop it. Just drop it, right? Like a mic drop. Okay, 2025 drop. Just drop it. Even if it was great, drop it, because the next year can be even better. And this is really the key that we want to talk about, is how are we going to do this? And this is the formula. And we've been using this formula for years. It's in our book Soar. If you want to get a copy of that, just ask for a free copy, and we will be happy to get you one. So 2026, these are the 4 parts of the formula. You're going to have to perfect all of these: your identity, your offer, your visibility, and your OS, your operating system. What is your operating system? We like to call it an iOS, but I don't want to get into any trademark issues. So the iconic OS, okay, your iconic operating system. And this is your whole blueprint, okay? This is what we're going to dive into today. And look how simple this is. It may look complex right now, but it's actually pretty simple. These are the 4 pillars that we're going to talk about. I'm going to show you exactly how you operate and use this. And this is going to be a lot of fun, okay? Because what we want to look at is these 4 steps, okay? And the first pillar we are going to go into is making sure that you have a non-negotiable identity. Do you have a non-negotiable identity? Now, and when we look at this here, right, what we're doing is figuring out, what is my identity, okay? What does that mean? That means who must you become? Like, what offer are you known for? How do you stay top of mind? And the operating system, that's the structure for consistency that you're going to need to have. And we're going to kind of outline all of these for you so you see it. So the challenge is that most leaders, they don't fail from a lack of ambition, but they fail from a lack of motivation. And think about that. They fail from a lack of navigation. They don't have a system, a navigating system like a GPS to guide them in the right way for this 7-figure year. And so this is what we want to talk about for you today. We're going to break this down into the right structure as well, so you can see all the structure of how everything looks and all the different parts and pieces. So what I want to do is really ask you, first of all, what is your plan? Do you actually have a plan for the new year? Do you have a system that you can actually use and do and operate that is going to get you to 7 figures or to whatever your goal is? Is that outlined for you? And what we want to do is break it down into steps so that you have all the steps, all the parts, all the pieces, and it works for you. Now, I don't know if everything is going to work today because it might be the end of the year. All the slides might be jumbled up, but that's okay. I'm still going to do my best and take you through it as best as we can, okay? So let's dive into that. And I'm going to show you these parts and break this down. And so what we want to do is really look at the different pillars. So we talked about pillar 1. Oh, I lost my pillar 1. Okay, this is going to be fun. Okay, here we go. Pillar 1. This is really about your non-negotiable identity. Who are you going to be? And we want to figure out how do you show up? Okay, who are you actually being in front of the world? And what that means is you have to become a leader at the next level. You want to look at the things like, what do I no longer tolerate? What do I no longer negotiate? And who am I becoming in 2026? Because you can't build a 7-figure year with a 5-figure identity, right? And so this whole next level of what you're trying to achieve here is not just about strategy. Strategy is really important, but it's also about your self-concept, because what we do in Iconic Business Advisors is we build out your strategy and we help you build that. So if you need a strategy, just go to iconicbusinessadvisors.com and book an appointment with us. And we have an amazing team that will help you grow and scale your business. But you also have to have the right self-concept. And so this is what we're talking about, is identity. And so we have a formula. The same formula that builds your business helps you build your identity. It's super cool. This is the only place that you can get something like that. Most places you have to try 14 different things. Okay, now let's look at step 2. Pillar number 2 is that you must have an amazing sellable offer. Do you have one? How does it look? Okay, will the offer that you're offering to the world take you to that next level? Is it simple? Is it scalable? And what you want to do is build your revenue off of one single concept, one offer, one entry point, one conversion piece is what we're really talking about. Is it simple? Is it scalable? Very important. And if not, then again, reach out to us, let us know, and we can help you grow and build that. So, what does that mean? You're going to have different parts to your offer, different stages where people are going to come in. And this is part of the strategy that you really want to look at. And so, of course, you have a conversion engine. So, how do you get people to actually just take a little bite of what you're doing? And then you have an entry offer, something that they can take a nibble of, a little taste of what you're doing. And then your signature offer, the thing that everybody really wants. Like, oh, if I could have the best of the best, this is what it would be. So, simple, scalable, sellable. And all of those are important because you want to make sure that you understand your audience, they understand your identity, and then there's a match between your offer and your identity. And they feel like, wow, this is exactly what I need. All right. So this is pillar number 2. This is making sense for you guys so far? Okay. So let's go on to pillar number 3. I told you I'm going to go really fast here, saving the best for last. And this is a consistent, visible rhythm. Okay. You need a cadence for you to be out there. Yes, you have to be visible, but the problem is, are you visible enough? Or are you overexposed? Or is trying to get visible actually your Achilles heel? Like you're spending all this time trying to do that, but you actually never get anything done. You never actually get to the meat of working with clients and fulfilling the clients and retaining clients, getting referrals, building your brand. So people think, oh, yes, I have to be everywhere. Sure, that's a good thought. Okay. But is it coming to a detriment for you? You're working so hard to be seen that you get nothing done. You feel like you're spending 5 hours on Canva just to get something up, or you spend hours in front of your camera trying to do selfies and make it look perfect as if you're always that way. But it's wasting your time, right? And are you, as the leader, actually supposed to be doing this? No, because we can show you a whole bunch of ways that we can help automate all of that for you. If you're spending more than, let's say we do about 2 hours a week on content, if you're spending more than 3 hours, maybe even 4, come talk to us. Okay. We can show you exactly how you can get around that and build up your business without breaking down your business. That's really the problem that a lot of people are having. And so if we dive a little deeper into this visibility factor has 4 pieces, right? You want to have like a weekly authority system for you to get out there. It's not about more content. It's about more clarity and not just volume. There's a rhythm. How do you build it in a consistent way with a strategy that really works for you? And so let me give you an example of what we do here, right? We come live to you every day, not every day, every Tuesday on Iconic TV. And then we take that content and then we divide it out, right? So once we create one thing, it multiplies like rabbits. So we can put it out on social. We have a Substack blog, right? Highly recommend Substack for your blog. I'm not getting anything for it, but go use it. It's awesome because we put our videos on there, our blogs, our podcasts, all kinds of things. Some of you are subscribe to it. If you're not, please subscribe. Just go to connyscavella.info and you can join our blog. And then you can turn it into different conversations. So this is one piece that has multiple purposes, and this is the power of leverage. So there's one critical piece, a singular focus, actually is a force multiplier and allows us to reach many, many people. And it is the fulcrum of how we build 7-figure businesses. And you have to figure out, could you do something like this? Because we can show you exactly how to do it with very minimal time and how you actually don't even have to do so much of the grunt work yourself. Let me tell you, we used to take, oh my gosh, probably an entire day to 8 full hours of putting together the the content, the scripting, getting it out there. And this is with a team of 5 people on our social media team. So it's completely different now, right? We can actually do it with one person now. This is the game changer of what AI is doing for you. If you're not getting on board, you got to start doing this. So now we want to look at the next pillar. Are you ready for this one? Okay, and this is where you really want to start looking at your operating system. Do you have one? First of all, okay? If you don't have one, you want to get one, okay? And this is where you're actually creating an environment with your support systems. And this is how you can determine what's the capacity for you to elevate your business. And if you are not operating with a system, we call it a biosphere, right? Your own system that's alive, and it's a system that works 24/7, whether you're there or not. If you don't have something like that, then you really want to look at, how do I build it? How do I create one? And how do I create it in this day and age? This is the key. What I want you to think about is, do you have an operating system, or are you patching and piecing things together? This is a common thing. And I see it more and more. I ask people a lot of times, like, how do you operate your day? Like when we bring on new clients into Iconic Business Advisors, we have them fill out a new client questionnaire as part of their onboarding process. We want to know, how do you plan your day? What do you use? And most people go, I don't know. Sometimes I have a checklist, or I think about it. I'm not really sure. They're scratching their head. This is not good. Okay. This is why they usually need us, is because they can't figure out how to simplify things. And if you're overwhelmed, I guarantee you're not operating with an operating system that works for you. And so what are the 4 pieces of this? It's really simple. And you'll notice everything we do is in 4s. Okay. There's a scientific reason for that. Okay, so when you're looking at everything that you have, your identity, your offer, the visibility, but if your OS is chaotic, your year is going to be chaotic too. Okay, so you want to have boundaries around what you will and won't do. You want to have rituals. Like, what's the process? Is there a ritual? So let's say, for example, you have a need to get more leads and get more clients, and you're not sure really how to do it, but you think, well, this is something I need to do. We recommend, if you're starting out and you don't have enough clients, you don't have enough leads, that you should spend at least 2 hours a day prospecting and getting that. That should be your ritual, and it should be first thing in the morning. Maybe you have a ritual at the end of the day, how you close the day, what we call closing the till, right? My parents owned restaurants, and then at the end of the night, right, we clear out everything out of the till, empty it, count everything, make sure everything balanced. And then when you come in, you start with a clean till. This is how you do your day. This is part of the rituals, okay? The 3rd step is the support. Who do you have supporting you in this operating system of yours, right? In your own biosphere. Some people might call it an ecosystem. Who's going to be supporting you as you're building this out? That's the next thing. Do you have a team? And if you don't have a human team, now you can actually have an AI team, okay? And then what about your space, okay? We all need space. We need our own environment, a place where we are thriving. Some people don't have an actual desk if they're working at home, and they're kind of all over the place. Some people maybe go to a rented co-working space. Maybe you have an office, or your office is maybe constantly interrupted with other employees and teammates coming in and bothering you, asking questions. Maybe if you work in like the home services and some of these kind of fields that we work with a lot, is they don't really even have their own space. They're sort of running around all the time on the field, on the go. That's called an operator, not an owner. And if you're struggling and you're in this operator mode instead of owner mode, then we want to get the right space for you. You need to be in the leadership space. I hope these are making sense. So take those 4 down, figure out, what do you have out of those 4, and what do you need to build? And if you need some help with this, all you have to do is go to our website, iconicbusinessadvisors.com, book an appointment, and myself or one of my teammates will sit down with you and figure out, what is the plan that you are working with? What is the plan that you need? And what is the strategy that will actually get you to the goals that you really, really want to have? Because you're not in business to work harder. You're in business to get free. Let's be honest. And so what I want to show you is what we call the iconic leadership planner. This is the nucleus of what we do. This is the center that everything revolves around: how we plan our day, how we build it out. And I built this planner specifically for our processes. And the reason is nothing out there was working. And we operate with what we call a 5-hour workday. How many would love that, right? A 7-figure business on a 5-hour workday. And this is entirely possible and probable when you have a good strategy for it. So I'm going to show you into this. So you can, I don't know if you can see this here, but let me show you here. Okay, this is the Iconic Leadership Planner. This is the 2025. 2026, I just checked. They're literally being shipped right now. If you want one, let me know right away. I don't have a ton, but if you want to get in the first order and have it shipped out to you at the beginning of the year, absolutely, we will take care of that for you. I'll show you how to do that. And so inside this is really cool. Okay, let me break this down for you so you can see the different parts, and then I'm going to show you real detail. And then if you want an actual page by page look at it, I'll be happy to do that for you as well. Okay, so what happens when you go inside? Like I showed you earlier, when we first started, we're breaking it down from the base and from a tall 30,000 foot view. Okay. And what that means is this is going to help you stay ahead. It's not about trying to catch up. Most people are just trying to catch up. And you start with your daily focus and very intentional. Then we have a weekly alignment. So you're consistent and you're not scattered. You're not missing things throughout the week and different days. You're not just go, oh, I have an appointment here, I have an appointment here, and it's all scattered. We look at the monthly strategy, again, keeping you on track, and then quarterly clarity. So you know the big picture. Now, here's what's interesting when you look at these 4 quadrants is that you want to understand that even though we're talking about a 7-figure year, your brain can't really conceptualize that very well. It's a little too far out. Okay. And so what we need to do is break it down into parts, and we call them quadrants, not quarters, but quadrants, because there's different things that you're going to do in each of these quadrants. And so this is how we break it down. Again, this is the law of 4, right? Using the 4 different 4-step methodologies. And this is how you can scale so quickly, because you're just looking at one thing that you have to do at a time. Then you double it and double it and double it. Super simple. That's how you get to 7 figures. Pretty easy, right? Okay. So what I want to do is let me know, okay, if you want to see, how does this work for me? How do I get one of these planners? How do I take a look at it? We have it by quadrant. It's not, I used to have a planner that was the whole year, and it was, the words were like this big. You couldn't see anything. I didn't want to have to wear glasses just to use my own planner. And it didn't have everything. I kept having to add pieces and parts and carry additional things. And it wasn't based around my system. And I've built 7-figure companies 5 different times, and I always followed the same system. Now, I've built companies that didn't turn to 7 figures previously. And why? Because I didn't follow the same system. Like, I figured it out. If you follow a system that works, it'll consistently work. And so this also includes the 5-hour workday. And so if you have that system in there, now you can do that as well. I want to also address something. A lot of people say, oh my gosh, Connie, I don't need that. I don't need an actual physical planner. Okay. It's a little shiny here because it's got an extra cover to protect. So you won't spill it and all of that. A lot of people say, I just use my Google Calendar or my electronic calendar. Everything's on my phone. I don't need that. It is. And I use one of those too. And when I'm in a hurry or just checking the schedule and making a quick appointment, it works. But then what? What about everything else you need to build your business? Where is it? It's not there. Okay. And so this is why your world falls apart. This is why a checklist, a to-do list, whatever your list is not a system, right? So what you want to do is figure out, what do I need? Okay. Here's my promise to you. And for 2026, my promise is, if you will use the planner and build these 4 pillars, you will not recognize yourself by the end of March. You'll be a completely different person, right? This is a way to align all parts of your business into one unified whole. That is something that's called plastic. I don't know if you've ever heard that word before, but plastic is one who has the ability to unite disparate parts into one unified whole. Singularity is the fulcrum of what we do. Having one thing, don't have multiple businesses, don't have all these different, plans, one thing. Okay. And that singularity is what builds you to 7 figures. This is how we build out the 7-figure year for all of our clients. And it works for you as well. So that is my promise. How would you like to be a completely different person in a good way by March? And not like everybody else. Everybody else actually stops their plans. They stop before the year's out. They actually stop by January 4th. And we did studies. It's about 92% of the people are still committed to their goals after 8 days. This is crazy, right? You know that. Gyms are full the first week. They're empty the second week. And this is what we want to help you with. We're going to be talking about this, the whole 7-year concept for the next 12 weeks, because I'm going to break down a year into 12 weeks. Okay. So we're taking each of those quadrants and breaking it down every 3 weeks. You can watch exactly how to build a 7-figure year in 2026 on Iconic TV for the first quarter. That's why I say by March, you're going to be a completely different person. And in 12 weeks, you can build out your entire 7-figure plan. Right? When's that happened before? Okay. It might take years. I'll make this a little bigger so that you can see that. Okay, so in January, we're going to start the 12-figure year build out. If you want to get in on that, just go to callconnie.com, book a 10-minute call, and we'll add you to the list, and you can come in on that privately. And then if you want to get the planner, there's a link to get the planner. Go to www.theiconicleader.com/IL planner, Iconic Leadership Planner. Okay, so this is what you're going to get. And it's super, super cool. I'm going to leave that up there for just a second, but I want to also kind of show you, if I can, like just to kind of give you an idea. I know this is a little thick. Okay. And we've tried it different ways, different sizes. We're open, to suggestions and everything. You're getting it 1 quarter at a time. If you don't like it after the first quarter, don't ever use it again. If you just say, I'm just going to commit, you can get a whole year. Okay. And first of all, this is completely dated, meaning you don't have to sit there and fill it out every time. All the pages are dated every day, every week. Everything is dated. There's nothing for you to do other than complete your day. And so when you come in here, obviously we'll break it down in the beginning. And now this is my current 2025. So you'll have your 2026 event calendar, everything that you need to do. This is your big overview. And then you start on your stuff. Now, first thing you're going to do is work on yourself. Okay. And so you're going to have in here your iconic results, your ideal day, your power pitch, quantum power questions, that you're going to want to use, your master task list, your mission statements, your commitment contracts. You're going to go into your habit trackers. And then here's a day. Okay, this is what a day would look like. Okay. And now what we've done is taken all the systems we use to build out 7 figures. What that means is the 5-hour CEO workday is in here. Okay. We have our list tracker, our 21-day mind mastery is in here, so that you can master your mind as you elevate your business. We also have wealth trackers in here. We have the SOAR PAR system in here. So everything that we use, we have our GPS in here, our geometric product sequence, which is how you build your offers and your strategies and high ticket and how you close everything. We have a tracker to track your numbers. There's a KPI system back here in the back, so you can know your KPIs. You've got extra pages in here, your weekly plan for your week, your iconic action guide, everything that you need, everything that we teach is in here. Okay. And if you had one place to go to have everything, even how do you track your successes, your strategic growth plans? How do you track your numbers? Yes, I know you're going to use your accounting systems and all that, but isn't that fun just to look at your numbers and go, wow, I did that much? It's really cool. So everything that you need is in there. This is exactly what we use and have used since 2022. And it's made a world of difference. So every year it gets better. We did about 15 upgrades this year based on the feedback and little things. And we took out things that didn't work and put things in there. There's also a tracker there. So you can track your leads, you can track your referrals, you can track your events, people that you meet when you go out to events. You can have a habit tracker. I did 30 days in a row working out. I don't think I've done 30 days every single day in a row working out since I was probably 20 and competing in contests. And I did that and just used the tracker in there. And it made me stick to it for the first time in over 10, 15 years. So what could this do for you? That's the question. Now, you don't have to buy ours. You can get yours. This is $47, no big deal. But what is it costing you not to have it, right? And chances are you don't have something that you use. Chances are you didn't use a planner last year. Chances are you didn't use the same one for 2 years or 3 years because it just didn't work. Isn't that the truth? And so this is why I wanted to share this with you. I have really only done this for our clients and for our consultants. And so I'm putting it out there for the public. It's an awesome system. It really is. It's one of the things I'm really proud of. Actually, I'm proud of everything. I love the SOAR methodology. I love 21 Day Mind Mastery, but I love our planner. Like, I use this every single day. Okay. Now, so this is how it works. This is how simple it is. If we break it down on the checklist, you must know who you're going to become. What's your identity? And we talk about getting you very distinguished. And what is your offer? And this must be a disruptive offer so that this is what you're known for, that nobody else is known for. And then you've got to dominate by being visible. Like, how do you stay top of mind so everybody knows who you are? And then, of course, if you need that navigator, okay? Because how can you get in a boat and know which way you're going if you don't have a compass? And this is what that does for you. So this is the planner. Again, we ordered some extras. If you want one, let me know. And you'll have it the first week of January. And if we have more than people want, we will increase the order and order some extras, but there might be a day or two delay. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. This is what we're doing. We are 100% in on focusing on the single thing that made the biggest difference in my business and every other clients and over thousands of clients that we've had, is focusing on building a 7-figure year. Why are you trying to get to 6 figures? Why are you trying to get to 150,000 or 200,000? Just go big, right? And all the tools are there. It was harder before. Right now with AI and everything, you can do it. And if your business is not getting into this AI, if you're just piddling around with recipes and stuff, no, you need a recipe for your business to turn it into a 7-figure business. And this is really what we want to do for you. So if you're serious about this year, if you really want to make a difference in 2026, turn it into a 7-figure year, just keep it to yourself, but make it a commitment, right? Finish this year strong. Just decide, right? Desiderate means cut in Latin, to cut off. Cut yourself off from any other opportunities or backtracking, burn the bridges, and just say, this year is going to be 7 figures. I'm just going to go for it. So start fast and then elevate everything. Be iconic. And that's what it takes. So I want to thank you for being here with us all year long. And it's been really fun. And I hope you come back next year, every Tuesday, 5 o'clock live. This is going to be your year. I am super excited for you. And we are here to support you any which way you need. All you have to do is ask, right? So happy New Year. And I will see you next year.